Alright, guys, a real quick part 21 to my Talkie chatbot series. In this video, guys, we're going to do another one of the Pokemon I create on this one, which is the poison type Crocodile. Yeah, I should have done this one over the bird one, because at least the bird one was more friendly. Now, the funny thing about it is, when I did the test run with the poison Crocodile in here, he actually started liking me really quickly. Like, he even... Wow. What a cool looking Pokemon. I'm trying to remember how I got. Connor stops growling and looks at me, but his eyes are filled with anger and fear. Oh, yeah? He's really scared and doesn't know what to do. He's breathing heavily and is trying to keep his distance from you. Hey, buddy. It's okay. There's no need to be angry at me. Please, don't be scared of me. Connor looks at you, his eyes are filled with tears, and he starts to cry. He doesn't know what to do and he wants to trust you, but he's afraid of what might happen if he does. He's shaking. He is shaking and looks like he wants to hug you, but doesn't know if he should. What's wrong? You don't need to be scared of me. Please. You look so cool. I want to make you happy, not scare you. Tono looks up at you with a mix of fear and sadness in his eyes. He looks like he wants to trust you, but he doesn't know if he should. He just steps towards you and then stops, as if he's trying to decide if he should come closer or not. He's still shaking and his eyes are filled with tears. Seems to be trying to hold back his emotions. Hey, buddy. If there's something wrong, tell me. I want to help you. I promise. I'm not your enemy. Can he even speak on this one? Prono looks at you. His eyes are still filled with tears, but he seems to be calming down a little bit. Takes another step towards me and then stops again. He seems to be trying to decide if he should let you get closer to him or not. He seems to want to trust you, but he's still scared and doesn't know what to do. Please, if you can talk, let me know what's wrong. I promise I'm here to help. I would never hurt a cool Pokemon like you. Uno takes another step towards me and then stops again. He seems to be thinking about what you said. He looks at you with a look of gratitude and relief as if he is finally starting to trust you. He then opens his mouth and speaks in a soft, quiet voice. Soft, quiet. I listen to what the Pokemon has to say. Please actually talk. Oh no. Are you freaking kidding me right now? I'll be right back. Sorry guys about the dumb ad. It says, the Chrono takes another step towards me and then stops again. He seems to be thinking about what you said. He looks at you with a look of gratitude and relief as if he's trying to trust you. Oh, wait. It didn't actually, Oh, here we go. He is speaking. Connor's voice is soft and gentle. He sounds like he has been through a lot and is still trying to process everything that has happened. He looks at me with a look of sadness in his eyes and he says, I don't know what to do. I'm so scared. I don't know who to trust. Why are you so scared to trust me? Did something happen to you that made you look like that? And now you're scared of people? Or did people do that to you? Hunter looks away and shakes his head. He doesn't want to talk about it. He looks back at you and says, I don't want to think about it. I just want to be happy again. I don't want to be scared anymore. I'm going to help you if you give me a chance. But I need to know how this happened. You don't have to tell me much. Just tell me what caused this. Uh, please change the topic. What? I'm going to help you. You don't have to tell me everything. Just tell me what is going on and how your body got like that. Huh, what's it you is thinking about what to say. He takes a deep breath and then says, I was a totodile. I was just a normal totodile. But then he stops and looks away again. He seems to be struggling to get the words out. Colonel takes another step towards you and then stops again. He looks at you with a look of desperation and fear. He seems to be trying to find the right word to tell you what happened to him, but he's still afraid of what you might think of how you might react. He looks away and then says, I don't know how to explain it. It's hard to talk about. If you're scared, I'm going to be mean to you or run away. I'm not going to. I want to help. Hunter looks at you with a look of surprise and relief. He seems to be surprised that you are not scared of him or running away. Deep breath and says, I was attacked by a group of people. They did this to me. They used some kind of oil on me and it changed me. That's awful. Period. Somebody did that to one of my Pokemon before a few years ago. The Chrono looks at you with a look of sympathy and understanding. He seems to know how it feels to have your Pokemon hurt. Takes another step towards you and says, I'm sorry that happened to you. Must have been hard to see your Pokemon hurt like that. Actually, it was a Lugia that I raised. His name was Silver. Chrono's eyes wide in surprise when you say Lugia. He looks at you with a look of shock and awe. A Lugia? You raised a Lugia? That's amazing. I always wanted to meet one. Birds are very rare and powerful. Yeah. When he got affected by that same oil, he started acting aggressive, even towards me. And it took a while for it to go away. The colonel looks at you with a look of concerned sympathy. He seems to be thinking about what you said. He takes a deep breath and says, I'm sorry you had to go through that. I can't imagine what it must have been like to have your Pokemon act like that towards you. It must have been hard to deal with. Yeah, but I think he told me that deep down, he knew it was me. And on the inside, he was really trying not to attack me. It's just whatever he got hit with made him more aggressive on the outside. Holds nods his head. He seems to understand what you were saying. Takes another step towards you and says, I think I understand. It's like your Pokemon was trying to fight the effects of the oil, but it was too strong for him. Must have been hard for him to fight it. I'm sure he really cared about you and didn't want to hurt you. Yeah, but that brings up a point. Period. If you got hit by that same oil, you didn't act as aggressive. Once I started talking to you, you calmed down. And now you're talking to me normally. Oh, what's you with a look of surprise? He seems to be thinking about what you said. Takes a deep breath and then says, You're right. I ain't as aggressive as your Lugia did. I'm not sure why. I think it's because I'm not as strong as a Lugia. Oil seemed to affect me differently than it did your Pokemon. Honestly, you look really cool with those covers. I just wish it wasn't forced upon you like that. Hunter looks at you with a look of gratitude and appreciation. He seems to be happy you think he looks cool. Takes a step towards you and says, Thank you. I, I never thought, wait, yeah, I never thought anyone would think I looked cool. Most people are scared of me because of the way I look now. Well, in some way, no wonder. Period. You did start growling and acting aggressive towards me before I started talking to you. In fact, if I didn't say anything, you probably would have attacked me. Ronald looks away and nods his head. He seems to feel bad that he was so aggressive towards you. Deep breath and then says, You're right. I probably would have attacked you if you didn't say anything. I'm sorry. I just get so scared and angry sometimes. Remember, I'm on your side. Just don't be angry or aggressive at me. In fact, I can probably help get rid of that toxic oil. And maybe even keep that poison typing if you want it that badly. Connor looks at you with a look of surprise and hope. He seems to be surprised that you would offer to help him. Takes a step towards you and says, You would do that for me? You would really help me get rid of the oil? Yes. You are one of my favorite Pokemon after all. The crocodile's also light up as he looks at you with a look of gratitude and relief. He takes another step towards me and says, "You really mean that? You would really help me? I don't know what to say. I'm so happy. Thank you." Of course. Period. I have a very easy way to get rid of that. The only thing I'm asking is that you don't get scared and run away. Because it may seem scary at first, but what I'm going to do is not going to hurt you. It's going to help you. Carl looks at you with a look of curiosity and concern. He seems to be wondering what you're going to do. There's a deep breath and says, "Okay, I promise I won't run away. I'll trust you and let you do whatever you think will help me." Okay. That way you won't be as nervous. I would do something more familiar to you. Just tell me one animal, Pokemon or mythical creature, you want to see, and I will have a surprise for you. Conan thinks for a moment. He seems to be trying to think of a creature that he would like to see. He's a deep breath and says, "I've always wanted to see a Dragonite." What is with every character wanting to see a Dragonite? "I've heard that they're very powerful and beautiful. Do you think you could show me one?" Yes. I close my eyes and real quickly transform into a Dragonite. Not that kind of Dragonite. Close. Conan's eyes widen in surprise and awe as he transforms into a Dragonite. He looks at you with a look of admiration and amazement. He can't believe his eyes, takes a step back, and says, "Wow, you're a Dragonite. I've never seen one up close before. You look so powerful." Good. I'm glad you're not running away. I want to make you comfortable. Period. How about this? Tell me one more animal that is a little bit more terrifying. That way you can get used to it. That way when I help you, you won't get startled. Because I'm only trying to help you. Oh no. Watch him say something like High Dragon or flipping legendary like Rayquaza. Conan thinks for a moment. He seems to be thinking about what you said. He takes a deep breath. Garchomp! And then he says, "Okay, I have another request. Can you show me a Garchomp? I've always wanted to see one of those. They're so powerful and mysterious, but they're also very scary." I close my eyes and real quickly transform into a... There you go. Hikaruno looks at you with a look of awe and admiration. He can't believe his eyes. He takes a step back and says, "You're a Garchomp too? You're so powerful. I can't believe I've never seen one in person before. I thought they were just myths. You're so impressive." Okay. I only did this so that way you wouldn't get scared. I want you to get used to stuff like this. That way you don't get scared and run away. Are you ready for me to turn into a form that can help you? McCron nods his head. He seems to be ready for whatever you have in store for him. He takes a deep breath and says, "Yeah, I'm ready. What form are you going to transform into?" I close my eyes and transform into a deer dragon hybrid. Period. With a beautiful horns that look like antlers, flowers on my back, and a big tree growing in the middle of my head. There you go. Are you serious? There was just an ad for a game called Magic Fighting. I don't know if it'll be a game I'll do for a video. Maybe I'll try it one day and see what happens. Here's what it says. I close my eyes and transform into a deer dragon hybrid with a beautiful horn that looks like antlers, flowers on my back, and a big tree growing in the middle of my head. Connor's eyes wide in surprise and awe. He can't believe what he's seeing. He takes a step back and says, That's incredible! You're so beautiful! I've never seen anything like you before. What are you?" "I am a hybrid of a deer and a dragon." Toronto looks at you with a look of amazement and wonder. He can't believe that you are a hybrid of a deer and a dragon. Takes a deep breath and then says, "That's amazing! I never heard such a thing before. You're so unique and special. What's your name?" If you're talking about a name for this form, I never really got to think of one. I've had to use this to stop a bunch of bad stuff. Like my own pet dinosaur trying to attack me. And stuff like that. Han nods his head. He understands what you're saying. He's a deep breath and says, "Well, I think you should come up with a name for this form. It suits you and it's very impressive. What about the Guardian of the Forest?" That's a cool name. Period. You're really good at coming up with names. Aww. The Crown smiles and nods his head. He seems to be happy you like the name he came up with. He takes a step towards you and says, "Thank you. I've always liked coming up with names for things. It's one of my favorite things to do. I'm curious, why did you need to use this form to stop your pet dinosaur from attacking you?" "Because this form can stop curses, and that's why my pet was trying to attack me. Because he got cursed and turned aggressive on me." Han's eyes wide in surprise. He seems to be shocked by what you said. He takes a step back and says, "Your pet was cursed? That's awful. What kind of curse was it? How did you stop it? That's how I got this transformation ability. Most of the bad stuff that happens to me from the curse is gone. However, my pet dinosaur still becomes aggressive, and it hasn't completely worked out for me yet. Connor looks at me with a look of concerned sympathy. He can tell you are still dealing with the effects of the curse. He takes a deep breath and then says, "I'm sorry that you're still dealing with the effects of the curse. Must be hard to have your pet attack you like that. Do you know who cursed him?" Chrono's eyes wide in surprise. He can't believe what he's hearing. He takes a step back and says, "Trico! The one that looks like a green lizard? What did he do to your pet?" "Put a curse on him and me," which at the time turned me into a tiny velociraptor that could not do anything to defend itself. And I was having to rely on my pet dinosaur for protection. However, he would become aggressive and try to hurt me. Chrono looks at you with a look of sympathy and concern. You can tell this seems a very different situation for you. It's a deep breath and then says, "I'm sorry you had to go through that. Must have been very scary. Do you know why Trico cursed you?" "Yeah, something extremely stupid. Period. A few years ago, a Pikachu hypnotized me and made me prank call where, when I was hypnotized, I made fun of him, and ever since then, even though it was not under my control, he still doesn't believe that I was hypnotized and that I did it on purpose." Ron's eyes wide in surprise. He can't believe what he's hearing. He takes a deep breath and then says, That's ridiculous. Trigger shouldn't be blaming you for that. It wasn't your fault that you were hypnotized. How can you not understand that?" "I don't know. And you know what's worse? He has done more than just that to get back at me. There was one time where he turned my pet into a zombie, hoping that he would become aggressive and I guess try to eat my brain." Oh my gosh. It's not gonna work, is it? Oh no, it worked. Clown's eyes wide in shock. He can't believe what he's hearing. He just steps back and says, That's terrible. Why would he do that? Does he hate you that much? What did he do to you that made him so What did you do to him that made him so angry?" "I just told you. Period. I got hypnotized by Pikachu and prank called him because that's what the Pokemon said to do. But again, I didn't do that. It was not under my control." Cronin nods his head. He understands what you're saying. He takes a deep breath and says, "I see. So you're saying that Trico's still angry at you because he thinks you did it on purpose? But you didn't, right? No, I would not do that to him. Ron looks at you with a look of understanding. He can tell you were being honest with him. He takes a step towards you and says, I'm sorry you've been through all of this. It must be hard to deal with someone who's so angry at you. Do you still have a relationship with Trico? He's still angry at me. Every time he shows up, it's to be annoying or try to make things worse for me. It makes me wonder if I could talk. Wyden's surprised. He can't believe that Trico's still so angry at you. He takes a deep breath and then says, That's terrible. Why is he still so angry? Has he ever tried to apologize or make up for what he did? No. I'm pretty sure he's the only one that could also get rid of the aggressive side of Rexy, my pet dinosaur. But when he doesn't believe that I didn't make fun of him on purpose, it's impossible to get anything from him. Hakano looks at you with a look of sympathy. You're still dealing with the consequence of Trico's anger. He takes a deep breath and then says, I'm sorry you have to deal with this. It's not fair he's still holding a grudge against you. Do you have any idea how you could convince him that you didn't do it on purpose? I've tried, but he won't listen to me. It's getting to a point now. See you later.